Hi guys, today we're going to be reacting to 30 facts you won't believe from The Riches. I love this YouTube channel. Go check it out, by the way. But after this video.
Why are you trying to sell manly?
Facts with The Riches. So let's get started. George Washington's teeth were made out of varying combinations of rare hippopotamus ivory, human teeth, and metal fasteners.
Ew.
You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. On average, 150 people per year around the world are killed by coconuts. A dollar bill can be double folded 4,000 times before it tears. In Virginia, nearly half of the 90 beverages tested from soda fountains were found to contain fecal bacteria. Well, poop. A Swedish woman lost her wedding ring and found it 16 years later on a carrot in her garden. Well, guess you're married to a carrot now. You take anywhere between 17,000 and 30,000 breaths per day, every day. A 10-gallon hat will only hold 3/4 of a gallon. False advertising. In 2014, NASA announced they had discovered 715 new planets, including 4 of them that could hypothetically support life. The blue whale can produce the lowest sound of any animal. At 188 decibels, the noise can be detected over 800 kilometers away. Reindeer milk has more fat than cow's milk, which rightfully so, in the north you need that extra fat. As well as being a famous Looney Tunes character, the Tasmanian devil is a real animal that is only found in the wilds of Tasmania, Australia. It is the largest carnivorous marsupial in the world. Fireflies do not bite or have pincers. They are harmless and they don't even carry diseases.
Knew it.
Even when a snake has its eyes closed, it can still see through its eyelids.
That must be horrible.
Locusts have leg muscles that are 1,000 times more powerful than an equal weight of human muscle. The only mammals in the animal kingdom to undergo menopause are pilot whales, humpback whales, and human females. Cats use their whiskers to check whether or not a space is too small for them to fit through. Estimates suggest that there are 1 billion ants for every single human. Now imagine them crawling all over your skin. Only half of a dolphin's brain sleeps at a time. The other awake half makes the dolphin come up for air when needed to prevent drowning, as well as staying alert in case of predators. That's super cool. In 1386, a pig in France was executed by public hanging for the murder of a child. Okay, you don't know this one. Sean Connery wore a toupee in every James Bond film that he was in. Aretha Franklin was a teen mom who gave birth 2 months before turning 13, and she had her second child before turning 15. Despite looking so young, Ralph Macchio was actually in his early 20s when he was in the Karate Kid movies. Maya Angelou never went to college, but she received over 30 honorary doctoral degrees from universities all over the world. Michael J. Fox's middle name doesn't start with a J. His middle name is Andrew. Helen Mirren was a mentor to actress Felicity Jones. The two met while working on the film adaptation of Shakespeare's The Tempest, directed by Julie Taymor. David Bowie's left eye was permanently dilated since he was 15 years old due to a condition called anisocoria, where a person's pupils are of unequal size. Well, that explains that. Before she was the People's Princess, Princess Diana was a kindergarten teacher at the Young England School. How could you not love her? Bill Gates was arrested in New Mexico in 1977 for reasons unknown, as the records disappeared, but it was believed to be due to a traffic violation, or aliens. Meryl Streep took opera lessons as a child, and was a cheerleader in high school. Give me an M. Give me an S. Ah, man, folks, we did it! We survived another 30 facts! It's all because of you. I could have never made...
Yes, I went to see that. Why's it gotta be me? No one gives a shit. This video is weird.
And even left alone to go on their own adventures. From interdimensional demons to attempted murderers, see some of the worst cartoon parents, including a mother and father featured on a prominent show for preschool-aged children. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new content. Can you guess which movie is represented by these emoji? Stay tuned at the end to find out. And you're gonna stay in your room! You're gonna stay in your room and think about what you've done! Stu and Dee Dee Pickles. At first glance, the worst parents on the Rugrats seem like Drew and Charlotte Pickles. Charlotte often ignores Angelica while Drew spoils her and she seems to get away with everything. Angelica may be a bit of a brat, but the worst parent award on the show clearly belongs to Stu and Dee Dee Pickles. On the surface, they come off as loving parents to Tommy, but when you break things down, there are so many things Dr. Lipschitz would not approve of. Let's look at Stu. The toy inventor is constantly running into problems with his creations, but has no problem testing out the contraptions on his own baby son. In the Rugrats movie, he invents the Reptar Wagon, a Power Wheels-inspired machine clearly intended for children who are at least 5. Tommy, the 1-year-old, is expected to operate the heavy machinery. And then there's Dee Dee. She's always looking for parenting advice, but has no problem leaving Tommy alone in a playpen and offering to babysit other children while doing the same thing. Tommy constantly has access to a screwdriver, and when Stu and Dee Dee decide to go out, the babies are left with a grandfather who's asleep half the time. We guess a baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do, and apparently what a baby's gotta do is take care of themselves. Hi, Dad. Trigon. It must be pretty hard.
Damn commercials.
As evil as they come, but one of his calling cards is feeding off the nightmares of children. His main goal in the series always seems to be getting Raven to join him and become evil. Trigon has pitted other Teen Titans
like Darth Vader wanting Luke to join the dark side.
Hold on, it keeps skipping. I'm gonna call you right
Sorry.
now.
against Raven, had huge battles with the team, and tortured Raven with curses and mind powers. He can destroy worlds with a flick of a wrist and does more harm to Raven than good. Raven has to constantly overcome her evil father, but Trigon always seems to come back and insists on seeing her every Thanksgiving. Trigon never reforms or changes his ways. Raven basically spends her life worrying about her dad showing up to ruin her days. Thankfully, her team of Teen Titans typically has her back and will fend off the terrible father. Trigon's evil ways are even worse in the traditional Teen Titans animated series, where the character is taken more seriously and his destruction is far worse.
I don't have any money. I'm tired and dirty. It's all my fault. It's always been my fault. I'm a failure.
I love
I'm a
Phineas and Ferb.
failure!
Mr. and Mrs. Doofenshmirtz. The evil motives of animated villains make them easy to hate, but one of the biggest exceptions is Doofenshmirtz from Disney's Phineas and Ferb. It's kind of hard to hate Doofenshmirtz when he's, well, such a doof. It's not entirely his fault, though. Through many flashbacks, we witness Doofenshmirtz's pretty awful childhood. Throughout his young life, Doofenshmirtz's family clearly favored his older brother, and things got off to a pretty terrible start when the parents weren't even at the hospital for his birth. For the first couple of years of his life, his mother would sew him dresses and make him wear them, clearly showcasing her desire for Doofenshmirtz to be a girl. As he grew into a toddler, he was literally dressed as a lawn gnome where he was forced to stand in front of his home for hours. With a childhood so awful, it's easy to see how Doofenshmirtz would be drawn to the dark side. At one point, his parents actually disowned him, and Doofenshmirtz lived with a family of wild ocelots before joining a carnival. One of the saddest parts might be his only friend, Balloon, with a face drawn on it. Parenting doesn't get much worse than this.
Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died.
Archie and Herb Starr. Patrick Starr lives life as a bachelor in Bikini Bottom. He has his own log home and loves to hang out.
There was a article that was so ugly that
SpongeBob is so funny.
that's why most people don't let their kids watch it.
Friends like SpongeBob SquarePants. A lot of questions about his family were answered in the episode entitled I'm with Stupid, and it didn't look too good on his parents. During the episode, we're made to believe that Janet and Marty are Patrick's parents, and he is convinced of it the whole episode. Only in the final moments do we realize Janet and Marty were completely wrong. Patrick's real parents were Margie and Herb Starr, a loving couple who spent the day looking for Patrick at Squidward's house. The big revelation gave us a lot more questions than answers. Why don't Margie and Herb know where Patrick?
It's cool because SpongeBob wasn't as funny in the anime.
SpongeBob is fucking hilarious.
Stop cursing. It
Fuck
was
this kid. Stop hitting
not
me.
funny and it's not cute.
Lives. The couple are happy and surprised Patrick is wearing pants. If you know your son has trouble even putting on pants, then why are you letting him live alone? Why aren't you checking in on him more often? The star doesn't work, except for an occasional shift at the Krusty Krab.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
So, are they paying his rent to keep him out of the home? We're on to you, Margie and Herb. Your innocence may be easy to overlook, but once you break things down, it's clear what terrible parents you truly are.
What a good son.
Mr. and Mrs. Turner. Sometimes parents are too occupied with themselves to truly care about their children. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Turner. One of the main reasons Timmy Turner got assigned fairy godparents in the first place is because of the oblivious and ignorant nature of his parents. They barely notice Timmy exists, implement random rules to make his life miserable, and continue to hire the worst babysitter in the world, Vicky. Despite all this, Timmy continues to show love for his parents, helping them out in many different situations and not getting much in return. Mr. Turner may be one of the most idiotic parents on television. He's dim-witted, never picks up on clues, and has never noticed Timmy's constant use of fairy magic.
Oh no, Timmy's missing. I'll find you, son.
Surprisingly, Cosmo is more intelligent than Mr. Turner. Mrs. Turner
What?
And you put it in
may be a little bit more intelligent than Mr. Turner, but that only makes her neglect of Timmy look even worse. While playing the role of mom, she often does activities that only benefit her and leave Timmy all alone. As parent, it seems like the couple spends more time out of the home than actually raising their son. Timmy still continues to show love to his parents no matter how badly they treat him time and time again.
Look, kiddos, this is the first chance your mother and I have had to relax in a long time.
Lynn Sr. and Rita Loud. No matter how you spin things, it's impossible to be really good parents when you're raising 11 children.
Meet Lynn Sr. and Rita Loud of the Loud House. Naturally, the home is full of chaos, and no matter how much discipline the Loud parents try to put into their children, the chaos and crazy shenanigans continue. By breaking down specific characters, more bad parenting elements rise to the surface. Lori Loud is 17 and the oldest sibling. She's forced to watch the other 10 on numerous occasions. When it's clear Lynn and Rita should be hiring a nanny. Lucy Loud is the gothic child of the family. She has long bangs grown out to cover her eyes, but the hairstyle isn't actually her choice. Lynn and Rita had Lucy grow out her hair to cover up the creepy look of their daughter's eyes. Lola Loud, the 6-year-old spoiled child, is constantly being paraded around child beauty pageants despite being barely old enough to enter the first grade. And even though the tax breaks aren't probably nice, Lynn Sr. took a big risk by quitting his job to become a chef during the second season of the show. Pretty soon, a lot of the older children will be working to help support the family income.
Gosh, that was a hard sleeping bag to roll up. Those were your father's sweatpants.
Homer and Marge Simpson. Parenting has changed over the years, but if you compare Homer and Marge's effort from the early 1990s to today, their skills have only seemed to get worse. Taking care of Bart, Lisa, and Maggie is no easy task, and for more than 28 seasons, The Simpsons has showcased their parenting shortcomings. Homer used to constantly spend time at Moe's Tavern, hanging out with his buddies more than his children. When he did have quality time, he was usually going toe-to-toe with Bart and had no qualms about choking his own son. Through the years, Homer has choked Bart dozens of times, probably enough to prevent his voice from ever changing through puberty. While Homer is dumb and puts his children's lives in danger, Marge Simpson may be an even worse parent. She's a stay-at-home mother who doesn't seem to have a handle on her children. Constant nagging isn't enough. Lisa lives independently, Maggie is often crawling off on her own, and Bart is a constant troublemaker. Marge and Homer clearly have love for each other and their children, but the love isn't always expressed in the best ways. When you're on TV for this many years, you're bound to expose some parenting faults, and in this case, it's too many to count.
I'm afraid I've lost the sight in my eye.
Move your hand, Nigel.
The Thornberrys. Work and career options often lead families on new journeys and moves to new locations, but it's a whole different world for the wild Thornberrys. The traveling family often explores different lands while filming a nature TV show, and the children are constantly put in danger along the way. While living in a crammed RV, Eliza, Debbie, and Donnie are exposed to dangerous predatory animals, wild animal attacks, and some of the worst
She can speak to animals, but she can't even speak to her own brother.
terrain to live on. Along with the danger of wild animals, Marianne and Nigel Thornberry expose their children to crazy weather elements including rock slides, flash floods, and dangerous thunderstorms. The parents tried to do the right thing by adopting the lost child Donnie, but they haven't done him many favors either. The boy possesses very little language skills, and the parents are too preoccupied with their traveling jungle show to actually try and settle the boy down into a normal life and routine. The social aspect is probably hard on the children as well. They are limited to the amount of human contact they make and were raised in a time before smartphones and FaceTime were a regular thing. At least they all got to hang out with the Rugrats in the film Rugrats Go Wild.
Right, do what you normally would do.
So dumb.
You're such a fat ass, Cartman. At least I'm not a Jew.
What?
South Park parents. South Park, Colorado may be the capital of bad parenting. There isn't a single parent in that quiet mountain town who hasn't mistreated their child in some form or another. Constantly cursing, drinking, or being a part of other illegal activities, the parents of Cartman, Kenny, Stan, and Kyle are pretty awful at raising their children. Even if their parenting is awful, it seems a million times better than the parenting skills of Linda and Steven Stock. Linda and Steven are the parents of Butters, and were fully showcased in the episode entitled Butters' Very Own Episode. We quickly learn that Steven is often off cheating on his wife and hooking up with guys. To put it mildly, Linda is shocked at the revelation and decides to kill Butters rather than raise him in a broken home. The abuse and neglect Butters deals with reaches full fold when he's left in a car and sent down a raging river. Butter manages to survive, but the downright terrible parenting continues through multiple episodes of the show. The awful parenting even extends to Butters' grandmother, who bullies the poor boy and punches him in the face numerous times. His parents do very little to stop the bullying, and Butters is often left to his own devices.
Mommy, can you carry me, please?
Caillou's parents. On a preschool show like Caillou, you expect a pair of stereotypical parents living the traditional sitcom life and happily raising their children with the proper guidance and lessons children need to learn. Unfortunately, this is not the case, and many real parents can attest to the failure of Caillou's parenting decisions.
I'm using the
My t-shirt! Take it off! It's mine!
It's easy to judge other parents and make assumptions, but things are taken a little too far here. In the majority of episodes, Caillou is often whiny and throws huge fits if he doesn't get his way. He makes messes, causes trouble, and then whines while putting the blame on something else. Do his parents teach him patience, sharing, or educate him on the real world and not always getting your way? Nope. They give in to the whiny monster. They allow his tantrums to go on, while adults are forced to sit through the garbage with their children. Caillou's fits and tantrums often lead to the character getting exactly what he wants, and when he wants it. There's a time and place to give in to a child's whining, but the right choice is not every single time. How has Caillou gotten away with this for so long, and who continues to watch the show while feeding into his tantrums? Whew. Well, there you have it. What animated parents do you think are the worst? Are there any that we missed?
Let's find another video. And that seems pretty cool.
A staple of many childhoods was Nickelodeon. The classic shows, great Nicktoons, and game shows made for hours and hours of television. Through the years, shows have come and gone, but as fans look back on their favorites, some pretty shocking theories have boiled to the surface. See what characters actually died, who crossed over onto other shows, and what shocking revelations may come from your favorite Nicktoon.
Guys, I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom.